Tonight's Done Deal show is brought to you by our partners at Boohoo Man, where you can get an extra 10% discount off of all their products using promo code TFT and our description in the link below. At the end of this stream, if you fancy any type of new clothes imaginable, get yourself across to Boohoo Man, use the discount code, and get that done. Lots to talk about tonight on the show. Harry Maguire. Is his captaincy about to be stripped? Reports tonight that talks between him, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Ralf Rangnick have happened. These talks have reported to have happened because Maguire is said to feel marginalized in terms of his authority within the Manchester United dressing room, leading him to think that some of the players are losing respect for him. Some of Manchester United's younger players are said to feel conflicted by the captain situation, feeling they should remain loyal to Harry Maguire despite Cristiano Ronaldo's huge presence and influence in the dressing room. Ronaldo and Maguire have held conversations with Rangnick about Maguire's relinquishing, it's a very posh way of saying being stripped, of the captain's armband for the rest of the season. Now, what is massively intriguing about this piece of news is I can't remember for the life of me a club captain of 2 years who gets stripped mid-season and ever gets it back. I can't think of a live example. And I'm not talking about a player who kind of loses the armband because he's become injury prone and he's out of the team. I'm talking about a man ready to play, seemingly ready to play, having his captaincy stripped. This is big, big news. What this tells me is a couple of things. There have been a number of leaks recently about Ronaldo, his ever-growing presence, his supposed bad behavior. Most Man United fans have backed Cristiano Ronaldo, at least from the point of view of behavior, attitude, work ethic, the winning mentality, being a leader. And it now appears that the pressure of that has got to Harry Maguire. Maybe that's why a number of stories kind of having a pop at Cristiano Ronaldo have come out. And now the captaincy could be stripped. And if it is stripped, this is my claim, not the media's claim tonight. We are looking at the end of Harry Maguire's Manchester United career. It simply has to be the case. As I've stated already, I cannot find an example of a club captain of a major club who's fit and ready to play losing the captaincy mid-season and one, ever getting it back, and secondly, remaining at the football club. Could this be the beginning of the end of Harry Maguire's Manchester United career? I want to take your views. I want to get your opinions on this. I want to take your calls on this as well. I want to know what you're thinking and feeling here. One of the comments here says, what do you mean by career over? I mean, he's Man United career over. I actually should have stated that better in the title. I didn't. I'm going to rewrite the title. I looked at it. Saying, what do you mean? I mean, Man United career. Let me refresh that. That's a typo from me. Very sorry. But his Man United career could very much be on the way out. Smash that like and share button for us. It's an evening edition and an evening calling show of the Done Deal Show. Let's do this. Good evening, one and all. So much to delve into with this story. There is so much connected to it. There's so much to speak about. Even just the point that there's been a meeting is mad. To me, the fact that there's even been a meeting talking about this situation is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive indeed. And this is one of the reasons that there's conflict in the dressing room. By the way, it's another leak, It's another leak out of the football club. This shouldn't even be with the journalists. This should be so internal. It is absolutely unbelievable. But this is Man United, so it's not. It's out there for things to be said. It must be said. Comment here says this report must be false, as the report suggests that there's actually they actually respected Maguire at one point. Oh, right, okay, you're being funny. Was really strange. Do you know what it comes down to? I think there was respect in the beginning. A lot of people are saying, why did he get the captaincy so quickly? I think he got the captaincy so early on because I think he was showing early on signs that he could be a proper Man United player. I, for one, certainly enjoyed what he was doing as Manchester United, a Man United player, not manager, a Man United player. His first year at the club, he was pretty damn good. There was a few mistakes here and there. His first year, he set the stall out. This is the level that you've purchased. This is what your £85 million is going to get you. He didn't move on from there. And this is the point I say to a lot of people. It's not about how you start often in life. It's how you finish. Just ask your missus. It's how you finish. And he started well and he's petered out. People are losing respect for him because he's being picked because there's this really weird tradition in football that because you're the captain, you have to play. And his teammates are seeing him. Even if they want to be loyal, it's very hard. It's very hard to be loyal to somebody when they shouldn't be in the team, when they shouldn't be getting picked, when they shouldn't be anywhere near starting matches. It's as simple and it's as straightforward as that. And I understand that the young players are going to feel conflicted. I understand there's an element of wanting to remain loyal. But get this line here, despite Cristiano Ronaldo's huge presence and influence within the dressing room, there's a conflict. There is most certainly a conflict. And these things aren't always as sinister as some people make out. Some of these things aren't always as, oh my God, this is the end of the world. What are we going to do? This is terrible for Manchester United. Sometimes it's just a loggerhead. And I think if Maguire has that captaincy removed and accepts it, I think he needs to be dropped from the first team as well. With Eric Bay, get Eric Bay fit, Lindelof, use those two for the rest of the season, and then you move him on in the summer. Maguire's Man United career is finished. His Man United career is absolutely, categorically over. There is, for me, he's never going to get back to even the first season quality that he showed us. And the thing was, that was good for year one. What we needed was that to go to a slightly higher level and then be consistent for the next 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 years for that £85 million transfer investment, the 150, 200 grand a week he's being paid for that to return to give a fruitful yield to Man United. He simply had to do more, and he hasn't delivered it. He simply hasn't delivered it. And this is an area where this is why I have so much time for Ralph. And I know I did a video the other day, and I was just talking and spitballing really, and sort of throwing stuff out there around. I hope he isn't thinking about becoming a yes man. I hope he isn't thinking about bowing down, taking the knee to the Glazers to get this job. I want this guy to, I don't care if he walks away at the end of the season because the club's run like crap. He'll be the best managerial appointment that Man United have had since Fergie, just for doing that, to hopefully highlight to our dullard Glazer teat-sucking fans, the Glazer simps, Glazer sons, I like to call them now, the Glazer disciples, showing them that the biggest problem is the way the club is run, stripping this captaincy, and then hopefully looking to move Maguire on. There's two options here. You strip the captaincy and you move him on. You strip the captaincy, he gets back to his absolute best, and maybe you get a decent centre-back. At the end of the day, this should be fantastic news that we're all hoping and praying as Man United fans comes to fruition. We simply have to be. We have to be hoping for this. And this is what's really interesting here. The reason his performances are getting worse, the reason the inconsistencies are becoming more frequent, is because he feels marginalized in terms of his authority. He thinks players don't respect him. And you'll find that it's because players don't. You'll legitimately find it's because players are not respecting him. That's it. Players are not respecting him. And he'll feel it. We all know it, right? This is why I don't this is why even if you're someone that says, oh, I don't care what people think about me, I always find it to be an element of distruth or dishonesty within that statement in itself. We all care about what people say about us to a degree. We all do. some more so than others. My mantra has always been I only surround myself with people whose opinions I want to hear from, irrespective of good or bad. So you have to take bad feedback at times. You have to feel that. But you know what's interesting? But you're getting it from people that are looking for you to improve. You want it, you want to be around people that are making you feel good about yourselves. The work environment is very difficult because you have very little choice who you're surrounded by. You have no real control over that, generally speaking. So he's now playing with people who are losing respect for him. They're not hiding it because they're professionals as well. In a professional environment, you shouldn't have to pretend to respect people, not at the elite end. I'm not talking about day to day working in a normal job. Yeah, show some courtesy to each other. You're all going to be there for 30 years earning what you're earning. I'm talking about elite end employment where you're earning millions of pounds a year. It's ruthless. It's cutthroat. It has to be. It's the way the world works. Of course, he's feeling that pressure. Of course, he is. There's no doubt about the fact that Ralph Rangnick has been calling for Ronaldo to mentor young players within the squad, which is understood to have, given further frictions. Very, very interesting indeed. I mean, this does fly in the face of some of the stories of the manager not trusting, Ronaldo not trusting and liking him. But from my point of view, this just feels very normal. His performances are getting worse because he can't handle the pressure. He's had bigger and better players with more experience, more leadership ability come in, and he's feeling embarrassed. He probably doesn't know what to say in the right situations. He can't give the advice. He's never been in he's never been at an elite club as a successful leader, and he feels out of place. And instead, and this also proves he's not a captain, because I'm telling you now, Jordan Henderson was the Liverpool captain when he was surrounded by much better players. Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent's young, but I'm going to throw Trent's name in there as a better player. Fabinho in that midfield with him, better than him. Gini Wijnaldum, better than him. Salah, better than him. Mane, better than him. All those players better than him. But he was a brilliant captain. He was still able to lead them, even though he was nowhere near their standard of football. Gary Neville, even in a brilliant Man United team, was one of the worst players, technically. Great captain. Why? Because he's a very good leader. He can speak. Maguire is clearly not a good leader, lacks the experience, lacks the ability, and it all together is making him crumble, making him fall apart. And Man United need to act. They need to move him on. They need to get him out of the club in its entirety. And the first step is removing that captaincy. And I hope it comes soon. But I want your calls now, people. I want to know what you think and feel. I'm putting the link into the live comment section now. As mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we are again sponsored by Boohoo Man. I've just actually used it myself. I bought a brand new lot of gym stuff. As after my surgery now, I can go back to the gym properly. They've got lots of discounts already available, up to 30% off all their range at the minute. You get a further 10% discount by using promo code TFT. Use the link in our live comment section and description below after this stream to go and get your discount done. Great range of clothes, accessories, aftershave, shoes, everything you want at boohooman.com. How do you expect Maguire to tell people like Ronaldo and Varane how to win? Imagine what they think pre-game when he's giving the chat. Look, my view is this, Dan. I think you can do it with being less successful than those guys. I think you can if you're a good leader. The best boxing coaches in the world, some of the best guys that you can have in your ring, in your corner, have never been as good as you as a fighter. But how they lead, how they talk, how they speak to you, it resonates in a way that you can listen. He isn't obviously good at doing that. If he was, there wouldn't be a problem. I also think he crumbles under the pressure. And it's interesting because we all assumed with Man United, Varane, Maguire, Ronaldo coming in, the team would become better. It's gone backwards. One of the things I spoke about during Ollie's time is, well, the expectations went from here to up there. You know, if we would have signed Pau Torres and Sancho only, the expectations wouldn't have risen as much. But you signed Champions League Varane, Ronaldo, and Sancho, and you've got a challenge now. And I think Ollie, Maguire, AWB, Rashford, loads of these players choked. Don't know why I made that noise. But they choked. Ugh. Gagged. Under the expectation and pressure. Simple as that for me. Oh, my Dizzy's here with me now to have you say, I've already shared the link once. I will share the link again. I'll put it into the description as well under the Boohoo stuff. I'll save that now. So if you want to come on, just refresh your stream, phone in. Oh, my Dizzy's here with me. What you saying, mate?
Yes, sir. First and foremost, bro, the choking noise. Yeah, please, no more.
I didn't mean to do it. It just came out when I was talking. I was like, oh, shit.
That's crazy, but it's a good day. If the reports are true, it's a really good day. I'm not gonna lie, it's a great day. Why I say that? Because, bro, Maguire is not United level captain. He isn't. He has not been. He has never been. He will never be. How he got the captaincy to begin with is blasphemy to the United captaincy, if we're being honest. In the defensive line, does he know how to shepherd a defensive line? No. Is he the most experienced in a defensive line? No. So how the hell is he going to tell the midfielders and the strikers what to do? He can't even. What's the role of a captain? The role of a captain is to be the manager on the pitch. No. He doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. How is he going to spread the instruction, bro? Yeah, he needs to. Yeah, it is a good day.
Bro, I hear you. This is the thing with it. Like he shouldn't have been. I understand initially why he was given it. I actually do. But it's about the thing is when you get it, you've then got to keep elevating and elevating and elevating. And so this is the thing as well, right? We're not talking about someone who's been given the assistant manager's role in a Tesco's and suddenly like better people are beneath him in terms of the pecking order, and everyone's like, oh, you should give up your position for like you should give up your position for John in on the Teals because he'd be a better assistant manager.
Yeah.
No one's going to give up that extra, I don't know, £500 a month because they've got to feed their kids and family. But this is where football's different. Maguire giving up that captaincy means nothing. He's still earning what he earns. He's still playing at Man United. But it's almost like he's stuck with it so long that it's now gone beyond the point of return. I thought he was good year one. I really do. That's never coming back. The confidence is gone. Like he's absolutely finished. He really is. And we've got Cameron who's joining us as well that we're going to throw into the conversation here. How you doing, bro? That looks cold where you are. Oh, his thing's cut out, I think. Man looks wrapped up and cold. He's got to see if he comes back in a minute. Sorry, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say I forgot what I was gonna say, to be honest. Yeah, the thing for me with Maguire is I kind of understand because we had a lack of leaders when he came in, and it was kind of like, well, if not him, then who? And De Gea was in poor form at the time. Pogba was talking about leaving, so I kind of get it, but now, nah, bro, he just gotta go. He needs to be dropped, and he needs to find his head. Also, the thing with Maguire that's really interesting to me, he has a total lack of accountability, man. Have you ever seen him do a post match interview? It's always it's so cringeworthy because he never says, "Oh, it was on me. I gotta do better." The other day, I swear he said, "Oh yeah, the strikers got to be more clinical, brother. We have 7 clean sheets all season. The strikers might be a problem, but you are a problem too, big man."
Of course, and but all these things are knock-on effects. One of the reasons why a midfield and an attack can struggle sometimes is because they're not comfortable with what's behind them. They're not confident in what's behind them, and it's all part and parcel. And I've heard a lot of those things where I felt he's very much sort of been like passing the buck in those circumstances. And I want to see my captain take ownership and say, look, we need to be more clinical up front. We as a backline have got to do X, Y, and Z. Come out and do that. It's not even been PR. It's been, I'm passing that. I'm not going to admit my flaws and my faults. And yeah, it's been very frustrating to kind of sit there and listen to.
It's been crazy.
Oh no. Need fake hair for validation. Never be handsome. Oh, brother.
You just had a tough day, man. It's not. It's
true. Trust me. Give me 5 minutes for your mum, and you see how handsome I am, bruv. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you know what I mean? Your mum be making that. Your mum be making that gagging noise, bruv. That's all.
Jesus Christ!
You can't come out here and troll someone and then not expect to get it back. That's what I'm going to say. You probably already have been asked this. Who would be our captain at United? Look, I think it's an interesting one. Ronaldo's form hasn't been great. But Ronaldo's is an obvious candidate to come in and do that. I think Bruno Fernandes would be a better leader. Varane maybe. I mean, David De Gea would be again potentially an excellent choice. Personally, if he signs a new deal, I wouldn't mind it going to Paul Pogba. That's just my view. Like, I quite like him. However, I mean, Paul Pogba being captain, the only problem it raises with, and the same as with his new deal, so I don't know how, is he going to miss another 2 months next year injured, another 3 months next year injured? Like, that's I kind of want the captain to be, and that's one of the reasons I go to Paul Pogba, Bruno. In the last 5 years, so even before Man United, the guy's been available for like 97% of games, and availability. Yeah, it's so important for captains to be in the team. I think if people believe the role is as influential as Maguire is making it bad, it can't be someone that's on average spent 2 months of the last 3 seasons out. For me,
that and also to that point, I think Pogba he flourishes when the attention isn't on him. As much as flamboyant as he is, he actually does better when the game is when he's just influencing the game, but no one's really focused on him. Every time, like, the onus has been on him to do something, he holds onto the ball too long. He's making the wrong decisions. He's losing the ball in critical areas. So, for me, as much as I love Pogba, I don't think it's him.
Yeah, no, I hear you completely. I mean, there's a super chat here. This could be scary, though. This could be scary. Why not give it to Scott McTominay?
Nah, listen.
Do you know what I mean? Funny. That reminds me. Do you remember that famous DT GIF meme thing where he's celebrating and then he stopped? Maguire's lost the captaincy, and we've given it to Scott McTominay.
No, that would be again blasphemy. Blasphemy.
Again, I think Scott McTominay has leadership qualities about him, but for him to be Man United captain, he needs to be part of a Man United team that wins things. Because then he can and be part of it as of a player. Like, if he was 28 years of age and won 2 Prems, a Champions League, an FA Cup, and a League Cup, and then was telling people, even of better quality, this is how we win, they would listen still. It's because he wasn't even part of the team that won the League Cups and the Europa Leagues and FA Cups. Like, at least the Rashfords and the Pogbas and whatever were part of that. Like, these guys, they weren't there for that. They're not involved.
And McTominay's 26 in a couple months, so he's not winning a Champions League and 2 Premier Leagues and a couple FA Cups. That's just not.
We're winning it this year, bruv. I'm going to throw some more callers in here to have their say. We're going to get PG. I think it's pronounced Trim91 on Xbox. I mean, some of these names on Xbox are mad. Welcome to the terrace, my friend. What do you want to say?
What's up? About Harry Maguire needing to hand over the armband to, for example, Bruno Fernandes. I saw earlier a lot of people saying, give it to Ronaldo or whatever. Here's how I kind of see it position-wise. So the most crucial defender is Varane, of course. And he would be the defensive answer to the captain. Midfield, you can say Bruno or Pogba, for example. And forwards or attackers, Ronaldo is one of them, of course. And De Gea.
No, I hear you. It's important that when we remove him on, my friend, it really, really is. I think it's really important that you pick the next pick has to be absolutely impeccable. If we get it wrong, it almost becomes far, and that's what's really important about this. And look, I don't like the leaks coming out of Man United, so I'm not going to. I would have rather this have stayed private, but I'm quite glad to read this one, to be fair. And I hope, I mean, the gentleman who's reported it, I think, is a guy from the Mirror who's been fairly accurate. It's interesting, really. We've seen it in the last 48 hours. Suddenly, like, I get a lot of shit from people for saying, like, if I ever point out one thing that Fabrizio's got wrong, I'm a hater, right? But now everyone's telling me how unreliable Christian Falk is. I'm like, but he's one of Fab's main sources. Like, him and Fab are always true and as per Christian Falk earlier. So it's like, well, if Fabrizio is the god and is the most trustworthy guy out there and he trusts Christian Falk, but yet you're saying he's a fraud. But it's all weird. This is why I say to people, I think when it comes to journalists, sometimes their sources get it wrong, or the prediction based on what the source says doesn't come to fruition. But do I think anybody's out here making up absolute lies about football matters? Do they make up lies about, a footballer picked up a prostitute and took her back to his house and did whatever? That might be. But when it comes to like news coming out of clubs, their source isn't the janitor. It isn't the cleaner. It isn't someone that picks up rubbish at the end of match day. It isn't someone who's a waiter in one of the director's box that overheard something. These journalists are not taking information from those people. They're not doing it. It's going to be from agents and senior figures at football clubs. Simple as that. My friend, thank you for coming on and having your say. Really appreciate it, bro. Take care.
One last thing.
Oh, yeah, mate.
Just to get the pronunciation correct about my name, nickname, PG Trim 91, and I just used on Xbox because that's my gamer tag. So
I thought it was because it was on Xbox. Yeah, I'm so old. I don't do any of that. Like I was playing on the Xbox once. All these people kept messaging me saying, PlayStation. Oh, can I play against you, please? I just blocked them all. Fuck off. What are you doing? Like, no, you're online, so people will message you. I'm like, I don't want to chat to anyone, bro. I'm playing. So I don't play online anymore. I just put the disc. I like it when it was a disc. Just me in the bedroom. Listen, my guy. Thank you very much, my friend. Speak to you soon. Take care. Josh, long-term member of the channel. Big up yourself. How you doing, bro?
Yo, peace, fellas. How we doing tonight? Good evening, everybody.
Glorious,
good, my man.
Glorious so far.
What are you here to say, my friend?
Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed for all of the United fans, because could you imagine this happening if someone like Roman was owning our club? Because he wouldn't tolerate any of this nonsense, because it's truly embarrassing the amount of leaks. Like at the end of the day, all these players really had to look themselves in the mirror on some grown man shit. Like, hey, guys, regardless of the leaks or what's going on some real shit, we need to like hold ourselves accountable, because we all look bad here. Everyone from the coach to the ownership, board of directors, all of that. So for me, Harry Maguire, I feel like at the time that Ali appointed him, he was the most stable person at that time. So I get that. He was the 80 million pound captain of England. I get it. I still think he performed better in an English kit, kind of like Pogba in the French kit. But again, that's just me. But I feel like now it's very obvious that we need someone like Bruno as captain, CR7 as a vice captain, to have some true leaders of men in that locker room. And I think him having Harry as the captain, it kind of epitomizes how low our standards have been, because he's the last to everything. Any altercation, he's the last one there. Any celebration, he's the last one there. But who's the first one there? Bruno, CR7. Could you like? I think about when Rio was the captain, right? Every time someone scored a goal, he was the first one there, jumping over the shoulders. Anytime, someone in the altercation, he was the first one telling them off. That's the type of energy we need.
Nah, I hear that. It's about the captaincy. To me, is about keeping the squad together, keeping everybody, keeping the cohesion up. The minute you start hearing leaks and that sort of stuff, to me, is bad management. And when I say management, I mean from the captain. He's doing a terrible job of keeping the squad together.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, big up yourself, my friend, PG Trim, for coming on the show. Well done. Joe said, but with first-time callers as well, it's always very, very difficult when you first come on, and to do it with your camera on as well. Very, very brave. Most people don't do that. I agree with you there, Dizzy and Josh. This is. I implore people to go and watch Fergie's new documentary that came out a few months back. I spoke about this on the show the other day, but actually I got a few little details wrong because it actually happened when I was like 4. About Jim Leighton. So Jim Leighton was the goalkeeper for Fergie at Aberdeen. He then brought him to Manchester United, and towards the end of the season when we won the FA Cup against Crystal Palace, he started to perform badly, and he picked him for the final, and he made 2 terrible mistakes that led to Palace's goals. The game ended 3-2 of their goals. It was 3-3. Had to have a replay. He decided after that against it. So Archie Knox, who was the assistant manager of Man United at the time, said absolutely don't drop Jim Leighton. Fergie did, put in Les Sealy in goal. Les Sealy was not as good a goalkeeper, but he just felt that Leighton's confidence was so frail we had to do it. Jim Leighton never played again for Man United, never ever got back to the same level So the level he started the season at as a goalie and the high level that he had been. And people have got to remember, Scottish football in the 80s was top notch. Aberdeen beat a brilliant Real Madrid team 2-0 in the Cup Winners' Cup final, and knocked out Bayern Munich the round before. People got to remember, youngsters don't understand that, the Cup Winners' Cups and the UEFA Cups in that era were as hard to win as Champions League now, because you had fewer teams in the Champions League, so the quality was spread out elsewhere. So what I'm saying is Jim Leighton was a goalkeeper that was in that team and was part of Man United getting better. He was top class goalie, and over the space of a season, he deteriorated and never ever got back to that level again. And maybe we've seen that with Maguire. Maybe Maguire, these things happen. But the reason I'm pointing out the Fergie thing is the ruthlessness. This guy helped give Fergie a career by helping him break the chokehold and the power hold of the two Glaswegian clubs in Scotland, won him his first European trophy, helped get him the Man United job, came to Manchester from Scotland to help him. And then Fergie's like, yeah, but you're going to cost me winning, so you're done. Ruthless. And Fergie did this his whole career. And I know that you get a lot of fans go, I don't think we should live in the past and go back to the Fergie era. Pep and Klopp are doing it now at their clubs. Ruthlessness needs to happen at Manchester United, and we don't have that. It's all, but it might hurt his feelings. Listen, if his feelings do get hurt, give him the help he needs, the support, the counselling, the guidance. I'm still pretty sure 150 grand a week is going to be all right for him without the captaincy. I actually think he'll be disappointed and professionally upset. Is it going to... I just look at it but we have to still be ruthless as a club. We can't make decisions we can't do it because we might upset someone. Fuck off with that. Can't be doing it.
That's and to that point, you would say, what's it called? There was leaks obviously coming out through this week and last week or whatever that players don't like the way Ronaldo talks to him and blah blah blah. Bro, look where we are in the table. We're Man United. We are not performing to United standards. If you don't like it, you gotta go to Everton or something like that. Go somewhere where people are comfortable being mid-table. If you ain't listening to Ronaldo, who are you gonna listen to? Honestly.
No, listen. I hear you completely. PG, by the way, my friend, you don't need to apologize. You're great. Listen, most of the people in the comments, they never have the confidence to phone in, let alone turn their camera on. So you don't need to apologize. You were great, my friend. Well done. I like what you're saying. I was sitting with a big smile on my face. I was enjoying it. I heard what you're saying. I like seeing new people come on. It's what we're about on the terrace. So big up yourself. Tom Little's here. Scouser, what you here to say, son?
Harry Maguire sat there wondering why people don't respect him. He's in dressing rooms with people who've won 3 Champions Leagues in a row, and his CV is relegations with Hulls and Sheffield United. And he's sat there, I can't put the finger on why they just don't respect me. God, I can't figure it out. Mate, it's just how he's remained captain throughout the whole thing is beyond me. But the bigger thing with you is, who do you make your captain after him? Because if you make Ronaldo captain, he's not a long-term one. He's 1 year, 2 year max. And then you've got to find a new one. And you can't get caught in an endless cycle. You want to find one now, ideally. And I think you said if you can get Paul Pogba to sign the contract, that's who I'd go for. If you can get him to commit, if you maybe offer the captaincy as a little thing for him, sign the contract, you can have it. He might do it. And you've got a captain there for 5 years who has experience and respect of the players. I can't get over how Harry Maguire sat there going, I feel undermined because Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't want to talk to me. Yeah, because you don't know what he's talking about. So he's talking about big European nights. Your closest thing to that is, we lost the final to Villarreal once, but we tried really hard. We took it all the way to penalties. It's just...
but what you'll find as well on a real sort of non-banterous level is you probably find there wasn't the lack of respect to begin with. I get a feeling, and I've been saying it for days now, like tonight's another leak. I had people telling me the other day, Paul Pogba leaks nothing. Well, I'm going. There's news in the morning. I'm going out with that. Reportedly now Pogba's open to joining other English clubs, which I've always believed he was. Like Pogba don't give a fuck. Like Ed Raiola don't care. Like they were offering him to Man City 2 years ago. Like this was happening, right? This has been happening. But like Pogba's leaked more transfer news. I don't know where this one's come from. I'm going to read the article again. I can't see who this news ain't good for Maguire, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel like he's done it. As an example, this could be Ronaldo's camp making it look like, oh, I'm mentoring the youngsters. I'm not really a back, like all these things. But the club's leaking left, right, and center information. I believe in my heart, that Maguire is one of the players, as per Christian Falk, who has been leaking information about, you know what it's like sometimes. You get those fragile men. You'll know one. Like they'll moaning. You got a friend who's like it. He's always moaning about how, one of the guys at the works after my missus, and I'm like, what's he done? Like, how's he after your missus? He tried to kiss her. Has he asked her out on a date? He went, no, she just said, or dinner the other night, that he was, she works with this funny guy called Tom. Is that it? Is he texting her at night? No. Has he asked her out? No. You've got to show a little bit more alpha still, bruv. Otherwise, she's going to leave. She's going to go get dick down elsewhere. You got to be a man here, brother. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I feel like Maguire's doing, almost running to the media. Oh, I feel pushed out because Ronaldo's, like, people like Ronaldo more than me. It's like, of course they're going to gravitate to him more. It's Cristiano freaking Ronaldo. It's true. Like, he's the kind of guy, like, if my missus did cheat with him, I'd say, well done. I'd say, listen, I'm no cut. Fair play. Do you know what I mean? It's like, there's some levels to it where it's like, of course, like, if I'm in my house and my kids are here and Ronaldo walks in, my kids are fucking off to the other side of the room. What do you expect? Maguire, bro, relax. Relax yourself. Humble yourself. But he's lost.
You know what? He's never, this whole season, he hasn't really looked comfortable or confident at all. On the ball, off the ball. In press conferences, before games, after games, he just hasn't looked comfortable no matter what time of day you're talking to him.
Yeah,
I think one of the bigger ones as well was after our game. You know, when he had to do the post-match press conference, that is one of the worst post-match interviews I've ever seen from a captain. The two jobs as captain, you either lead by example with your performances on the pitch, or you lead with the way you are, your personality. You are a leader. Harry Maguire does not have a leader's personality, and he's not even I wouldn't have him in your best centre-back pairing at the minute. I think Victor Lindelof, as much as I don't like him, I think he's in better form than Maguire. I think you'd be better off with Victor Lindelof. Harry Maguire is just a very confusing defender for me. I don't get how United thought he'd work at a top club in the way of, it was always going to push to a high line because everyone plays a high line. Harry Maguire in a high line, all he's managed to do in the high line is run into Luke Shaw 3 times in a season to give up 3 goals.
You know what it is. What's it called? When Oli first came, the way United played was very counter-attack. We sit off the ball and we try to hit them on the break as quickly as we can and try to progress through the thirds as quickly as possible, right? And then, obviously, as the seasons progress, United's expectations is to play more attractive football, less on the back foot, get on the ball more, move the ball forward, hold on to the ball in a higher part of the pitch. The higher up in the pitch, the more exposed Harry Maguire is because he moves like a truck and he turns like a fridge. So that's all that's happened. It's the higher we are up the pitch, he looks like a mess. Did you see him try to do a no-look tackle? What game was that? The game that we just played before Southampton on Broja. The no-look tackle was that was honestly, oh man. And that's our captain. He gotta go, man. He gotta go.
It's peak. Niall's here with us now. What are you saying, Niall?
Oh, hey. Can you hear me?
Yes, my man. What do you want to say, my friend?
I would be surprised if they sell him. I'd be really surprised.
Sounds like you're just falling down the stairs. Are you okay?
No, sorry.
It's all right, mate. Why would you be surprised?
78 million.
Facts.
Yep. Do you know what's interesting?
That was.
Go on. Expand.
I mean, that would be like, I can't see the Glazers going, we paid 78 million for this guy. You want us to cut him as a loss,
Especially a loss that big.
Yeah, you would have to get him you would have to sell him at a certain rate that's close to the to close to the price I bought him for, and I can't see that happening.
Yeah, which you're not doing. And do you know what's interesting? Us taking a loss on Maguire in this, and this is why I always say the context is important in football. Making a loss and taking a big loss on Maguire in the market now, with his form as it is a positive sign they're listening to Ralph. It's a terrible business decision, but an exceptional football decision. And so I hear you. I doubt it like you. I doubt they're going to do that because business comes first for them at all times. But from a footballing standpoint, we just can't continue with it. And if he becomes poisonous or a little bit toxic when losing this captaincy, that becomes an even bigger danger. And that would be my fear. And those are things United have done wrong. A little thing, I mean, Pogba wasn't the captain, but when you strip him of his vice captaincy, that's another message just to say you're not right. Like, but you keep him at the club. These things are mad to me. Like the way we operate is terrible.
You're already going to lose Pogba. Pogba's out the door. There's no way that they can get him at this point. I doubt it. He's too much of a high salary player, that's very injury prone. I just doubt they'll keep him. So I think Pogba is going to leave, and I think, so I don't think they'll get rid of Harry Maguire at a huge loss.
Out of curiosity, let's play a fun little game. What would Harry Maguire's value be right now?
30 million.
I honestly, I would still say 30 to 40 million because I do believe at another football club he could perform. If Tyrone Mings is 25 million, he's definitely worth more than that. He's still better than Mings at this point, in my opinion. But
I would say about 35.
Yeah,
40 million. I'm carrying him on my back wherever he's going.
Right, 40 million. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what's interesting though, the way the accounting works? Right. If you sell a player, like, although we pay cash to him, it won't work with this one because we paid direct cash for him. So ignore me on that one there. Niall, thank you very much for coming on, me old mucker. I appreciate it, brother.
Bye.
Oh, it's you. Oh, I've just seen who your username is, and I didn't know your name was Niall. Nice to speak to you, brother. All the best.
All right, see ya.
Top man, take care. No, I say that because he trolls me enough, and he called in. Safe's coming on the show in a minute. He doesn't troll me; he just challenges a lot of what I say, but that's good. What are we going on here? Here we go. Let's get it right. Rashford has become more of a politician than a footballer. I lost respect for him when he took the award. Give it to a nurse or doctor. 3 days of well done. But no one but no one will be with it. What about the community? Look, I understand the notion of like giving the awards for like to nurses and doctors and everybody else. And I don't know how to. I'm not going to say what I want to say because I don't know how to articulate it in a way that's sensible. Because I feel like saying like, but that's their job, and I don't mean that to sound disrespectful. Because you won't find someone that respects nurses and doctors, the NHS, and most service people more than me. A lot of my friends do those jobs, and I'm very, very proud of them. What I mean by that is I've got 4 friends that are nurses. I've got a couple of friends, madly being a dumb fuck, who are doctors. I've got a lot of friends. I'm very fortunate to not have any friends that are police officers. I'm very proud of that. But I've got a lot of friends that are firemen. I've got 2 friends that are paramedics. They do those jobs not for the money. They all do those jobs because they have an affinity towards it. They don't want an award. They just want to have decent pensions and be taken care of financially. But I hear your point in the super. That's what I mean by it's their jobs is just anecdotally people do. I could never do those jobs. And I'll be, do you know why? I am too damn selfish. Am I running into a building that's on fire to save someone else? Unless it's my kids or a dog or a cat. Sorry, I throw that in. I ain't doing it. Like, no, I mean, but I'm not messing. Like, even if it's my kids, it's got to be one of the ones I like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, has to be. Safe's coming on the show now. Thank you for the super chat, though, my brother.
Oh, the legend Safe. Okay,
Safe is here. Yeah, you guys are privileged when you get to go on a stream with Safe. What you saying, my little stalker? My God, now you got a beard. Those eyebrows all come together as one.
Of course, man. What's up, man? You good?
Yeah, and you can't take the mick out my hairline anymore because I've got one.
Yeah, that well done for you, man. But it's fake, actually. So
it's not fake. It's my hair. It's just from the back of my head.
Listen, Teddy. Sorry, I mean Maguire for him to strip his captain is good, but I'm not here to talk about Maguire. I'm here to talk about Michael Arteta. I had a massive,
Okay,
Wait, what did you say?
random.
He's here to talk about Arteta.
Arteta, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
sick.
massive argument with Lee Gunner.
oh,
Okay,
did you? Oh, man
Oh.
like Lee, yeah.
I used to say to him, Lee Gunner, I want to come and educate you on Michael Arteta. I called him out on few other streams. Lee Gunner, he blocked me on StreamYard, obviously because he got triggered by education. But if you go to Google right now, yeah, and write Michael Arteta win ratios against Wenger, if you Google it, Arteta has won 54%, and Arsene Wenger has won 51% in the first 100 games.
So, in your opinion, Arteta is better than Wenger?
Yes, and
Oh,
as
Lord.
Manchester United should hire him.
Wait, what?
So,
it's true.
People have been messaging me throughout the course of this whole show saying, why have you been laughing at what people said? It's because I knew this was coming. Someone told me this is what he was going to say. And I've been reading the message, get safe on. He's going to say,
true.
Man United should employ Arteta.
It's a legend. It's a legend at Arsenal Football Club. He
Who
won the
else?
League Cup in his first season. What did Arsene Wenger win in his first season? Nothing. I'm telling you right now, yeah, if Michael Arteta was managing Arsenal in 1998, he would have won the Champions League for them and the Premier League. That's how good his management skills is. And
say, let's just go back a bit. What
Yes.
is it about his managerial ability that you think is world class and better than Arsene Wenger's? What makes him better?
what makes him better? The way he talks, the way he dresses. His man management skills is great. Look at the way how he got rid of Aubameyang.
But wouldn't that mean he can't handle bigger players? Because Arsene definitely could.
No, but I mean Aubameyang, he disrespected the football club, and Arteta said you took the piss. I'm gonna kick you out. He got rid of Ozil. I mean his man management skills is fantastic. I don't understand why Lee Gunner he gets triggered that he hates Michael Arteta. I don't understand this. I believe if I was Manchester United fan, if I was Manchester United board, I would hire Michael Arteta as a football club, and I would give him a 7-year contract. There's more chances Manchester United progresses.
Big fat 7 years.
Yes.
7 years,
Yes.
25 million per year.
Let's just say, I was cracking up for about half an hour now because someone sent me a message saying Safe's coming on to tell you this, and I was laughing because there's no way you're keeping a straight face. You are trolling us, aren't you? Right now, you're having a laugh. You're having a laugh.
I'm talking facts. I mean, listen. Look at the table in the Premier League right now. How many managers have won 54 matches in the first 100 games? Explain this
Yes.
to me.
But Arteta's come 8th in the previous 2 seasons. Like
Yes.
Arteta hasn't got European football yet off his own back,
Okay,
apart from the FA Cup.
I understand that, mate. I mean, I can't talk to you like a 5-year-old child here. How good is Arsenal squad? Tell me right now. How
Better
good is
than
Arsenal squad?
it should have been getting top 7.
Okay, how many of these players for Arsenal players can play in the 1998 team? Shall we start with basic?
Why are we going back to the 98 team? It was a different
Because
era.
98 team is Arsenal classic team. How many of these players will be able to fit into the 98 team?
I don't know. I've got to be honest, mate. I'd love to answer you, but I don't know Arsenal's 1998 team.
Well,
No,
I
none of them
mean,
did.
Tom was still in his dad's sack in 1998, bro.
I mean, Tini,
I mean, in fairness to Tom, he looks like he was in his dad's sack in 2008. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Terry
what a legend.
agrees with me.
Wait, hold on. So
Who agreed with you? Who?
Terry, you agree with me that a world class manager, don't you?
Fuck off. Do I agree? Listen, I think he's better than some people make him out to be. As in, I don't think he is the worst manager in the world. But better than Wenger, you are having a laugh. You're having a laugh. And the thing is,
In the first 100 games, he was better than.
Yeah, okay. So was Arsene Wenger playing? How many of those games? There's got to be at least 10 to 20 of those games that were in the Europa League. Was Wenger playing at that level?
I'm not sure.
Well, his Arsenal team's playing at that level.
No, but the Arsenal team had a better squad at that time.
So, but that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant for me. Arsenal. This is also a squad, by the way, for nearly 3 seasons, 3 years. Sorry,
Okay.
2 years now that Arteta has been building for himself as an example. And it isn't always the win percentage. It's what important games in that period did you win, and what did you do with it? And to say that, to even suggest that Arteta has shown enough in his first 2 years to say he's better than Wenger. If you would have said, I think he could go on to those levels, I could half buy it for a bad opinion. But he ain't better than Wenger. He's not even better. He ain't even better than the Wenger they sacked.
No, he is. Shall I tell you why?
Go on,
because
then.
I'm telling me right now, yeah, that Saka is better than Dennis Bergkamp.
Wait, what did he say? Whoa. Say it
Saka better than
again.
Dennis Bergkamp. Answer this question.
Stop the cap.
Saka better than Dennis Bergkamp. What?
No, he isn't. The only player, the only player that is as good as Robert Perez, I was saying Overmars is Tierney. Overmars.
Robert, you think Kieran Tierney was as good as Robert Perez or Mark Overmars?
Well, I mean, he's as good. I mean, in the position wise, it's better than Ashley Cole.
This is going crazy.
It's better than Ashley Cole.
Kieran Tierney, the left back, better than big man Mark Overmars, and one of the best wingers the Premier League has ever seen in Robert Perez. Stop.
No. I meant Martinelli. Apologies. Martinelli is as good as Overmars. Come on.
No, he ain't.
Yes, he is.
How? Stop.
Come on, Martinelli.
Come on, Teddy. Come on. Are you telling me right now that Martinelli wouldn't be able to play in the 98th?
I'm telling you right now that you don't know the difference between Martinelli and Tierney right now, so I'm very confused.
Listen, I meant Tierney is as good as Ashley Cole and left back. I'm telling you right now, yeah. If
you're a madman. You're a madman. You know what? You are a madman. But that's what the terrace is about. We let anybody phone in and have this. You don't get this other channel. Other channels have like the names and it's all good. I love this. I love people like Safe coming on. Safe, I'm gonna bid you good night. I think you definitely. What's on your t-shirt? I'm intrigued to know what's on the big.
Big hug.
Love that. You gotta love it.
Man. Oh, shit, my boots. Listen, you take care, my bro. We'll speak to you.
You take care then. Thank you. Then.
I love Safe. Do you know the thing is, like, he believes that. He ain't. He believes it. But this guy's done it where I lived and where I work, so I wouldn't put nothing past him, to be fair. I always remember that day, and I was sitting in Barclays in head office at Canary Wharf, and I got a DM, and I opened it, and it was a picture of someone sitting outside, and he's like, "I'm outside, come and say hello." I was like, wow. I went down. I didn't go down. I went down to the third level where the food courts were, and I looked down. I was like, "Oh my god, it's him, bro!" Like I weren't going out. You never know what man's got in the pocket. You know what I mean? But yeah, some of those claims are outrageous.
Somehow this became an Arsenal scheme. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Well, no, because he was trying to say Man United should bring Arteta in.
Oh my god!
It was the Ashley Cole. I can't.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Ashley Cole, Kieran Tierney, and Ashley Cole.
It's crazy.
But it was Kieran Tierney Perez at first. That was what confused me.
Yeah. Joshua here says, I'd rather bring back Michael. I broke Chelsea's defense. Carrick, redeploy Ollie. Hell, bring back Steve Bruce over Pep's cone man is what Joshua said. It's crazy. I mean, it's mad, but you know, Martinelli better. Mark Overmars, he weren't here that long, really, but he was great. But Robert Perez, one of the best wingers in Premier League history, to even put Martinelli's name near him at this moment in time is a madness. Ashley Cole, best left back London's ever had, second best left back in Premier League history behind Dennis Irwin and Patrice Evra, third then maybe. But I'm just being biased there. But like either way, Tierney doesn't sniff their jock straps. Do you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Mohammed's here. What you saying, Mohammed?
What's up, Terry? Oh my god, I just what Safe said it just threw me what I'm gonna say next. Maguire. Yeah, I think it's the right decision for him to lose his captaincy. Probably Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, ideal candidates for to be the captain in the long run. But yeah, a lot of issues around United at the moment, and it's not looking good in the short term and in the long term. Like you could see United possibly end up like a long trophy drought, like 10, 20 years even without winning the Premier League.
Well, it's been 10, so 20 is the next stop.
Been a hell of a long time. It is. It really, really has been. It's something that needs to happen. It really, really does. And I think sometimes fan bases just need a little boost as well. And as a United fan base, just the captaincy being taken away from him. It's one of those things where I wouldn't celebrate. I mean, I wouldn't tweet at him and like, you lost it. It just be that's the right. I mean, I'm seeing people get. I know he did some charity work today, and people are giving him abuse for it. And I'm like, oh, come on, man. Like that's you got to, again. In the video I spoke about this morning, like people were telling me like when I said what I said about Rashford, why didn't I at Rashford? It's like, why am I going to target him personally, like directly like that? Like that sort of stuff's weird, but like. It would be a real big boost for Man United fans if it was to happen. So we will see.
Yeah. But some people are like just petty when they do that kind of thing. Like they're just trying to clutch at straws. It's just how narrow-minded some like so-called fans are.
So-called, as you say, absolutely right, my friend. Listen, everyone that's tuned in, thank you. Dizzy, Josh, Tom, Mohammed, PG, Safe. Niall, I'm trying to think of anyone else called in. Thank you all very, very much. Really can't get anybody else on this backstage. I appreciate it. Big shout out to our title sponsors, Boohoo Man. Go and check them out now. Extra 10% discount available to you. It's now available in the United States of America as well. So if you are a Yank, if you're a septic tank, go and get that done and dusted. That's a polite way of saying American. Or yeah, it's Cockney rhyming slang. It's my heritage. Take care, people. Good night. God bless.